In some ways, 2024 has been a slower year, yet at the same time, a year filled with unexpectedness in its own rights. For one, I got to start this channel, share my story, and get to connect with all of you guys. I got to learn things like Chinese and sewing, which at the start of 2024 were things I had never expected to delve into. At the same time, my plans A and B for my career, which were the only two trajectories I had ever considered, kind of both fell through, a month apart from each other. But as two doors closes, more avenues open, and here are some of the things I'm most grateful for from 2024 that I will take with me into 2025. 1. Good health. One that doesn't pose as a limiting factor on how much I can experience of life. Or in other words, good health that enables me to experience the most out of life. I would say that I am experiencing the best states of health I've ever had over the last 10 years, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. For me, I've learned that a lot of my former health issues stemmed from twisted thought habits that led to twisted emotional patterns that resulted in twisted physical health, and that changing the thinking process would entirely alter the cascade behind it. My inner monologue wasn't always the nicest place to be, and choosing to become my own best friend in terms of how I think about myself, how I refer to myself, how I encourage or make space, or even foster healthy discipline, or hold myself accountable like I would for my best friend, has been a total game changer. I've come to value my own company and moments of solitude so much more, and better physical health has been a side effect and the cherry on top of all of that. These are some childhood biscuits my brother got me for my birthday. Our godmother used to send us this every year when we were growing up, so it's like a bite down memory lane. 2. To have people around me that I care about and have the opportunity to take care of them in a way that they are willing to accept, be that friends or family. This December has been what felt like a series of end-of-the-year get-togethers, one after the other, hosted at our place, with my mom being the head host, which automatically makes me sous host by association. Not gonna lie, there were points when I was questioning why we needed to plan so much, cook so much, wash so many dishes, but then it hit me one evening how I was able to get involved in said planning, cooking, and washing because I still have people that I care about. They are alive and are willing to accept my appreciation for them in a way that I am able to offer. I do have other people in my life who I care about, who are either no longer alive or can't accept what I'm able to offer them. So, in a way, these massive waves of get-togethers reminded me that I have so many that I still care about, who also care about me, and we can find the time to sit down and enjoy a meal together every once in a while, and for that, I am grateful. Number 3, friendships far and near. As for the people that aren't in my local area who I can sit down with, the internet has made sure that I am no longer limited to my zip code, and I've been able to build on current international friendships or forge new ones altogether, like through this YouTube channel. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for joining me on this little journey called life. You guys know who you are.
Does it live up to your expectations? Ooh, that one looks cool, yeah. Yeah. I like the stick man one. Stick figure.
Number 4, peace. This past year, I've made more of an effort to learn and appreciate my country, Vietnam's culture and history. And it also helps that the city is really stepping up its festival game this year and designing resources conducive to appreciating more of what we value together as a people. To me, it's wild that in a country whose history is riddled with war, I was born and raised in a period of peace.
This is like Shaun the Sheep. Did you all watch Shaun the Sheep?
Sometimes I think about the fact that my grandparents lived through colonization, one world war and two resistance wars, and yet were still able to exude the amount of love, kindness, and optimism that they did. What were the odds that I would be born in a period of uninterrupted peace? That in itself is already such a great starting point for life, and I will never be taking that for granted again. Number 5, freedom. Plain and simple. To live in a time of peace and experience this freedom feels like I already have a head start to life, and I do feel like I have a responsibility to use that head start justly. Other people walked so that I could run, and while I'm at it, also choose the direction that I want to sprint towards, or in other words, choose the version of myself that I want to express. I don't have to focus on pure survival or have every choice I make hinge upon my day-to-day livelihood, and I have more freedom to decide where I want to focus my time and attention. I can live, I can explore more venues of self-expression. I can choose to stop pursuing something when I reach a point in a journey where I understand that the journey is no longer right for me, like my career plans A and B. To be able to tap out, take a step back, take some time off to reorient myself is indeed a luxury. Objectively, I think the things I'm grateful for aren't that groundbreaking or different from what most people are grateful for. Some might even consider it generic. The way I see it, perhaps, at the end of the day, when you strip all the glitz and glam away and get right back down to the basics, to the essence of our existence, of our being, we all value the same things, such as health, peace, freedom, self-expression, connection, to love and be loved. Because perhaps, at the end of the day, we are all the same.